Okay, welcome back. First thing first, welcome back to the class. I'm from Rome right now, and today's class will be about pain and compassion and suffering and aversion to pain, and all will turn around this concept. We will not start from a meditation right now because we don't want to get relaxed before the exercise we are going to do. It's very difficult to stand still and don't move and don't interact. It's very uncomfortable. Even me, that I wanted to do this kind of exercise, couldn't stop smiling. And maybe I saw at your face that you were like, what's happening? And so this will be what we are going to do today. Learn how to just learn to stay still, or at least the concept of not trying to escape discomfort or gêne, comme on dit in English, like awkwardness or every unpleasant pain or feeling that we may have. We constant try to avoid it. Can be small pain or big pain. For example, right now, I just try to stand still and it was awkward. And so the first thing we do is like smiling, because it's an act of avoiding something that is awkward. And so, and also it's like continuing into discomfort. How does it feel to feel the discomfort? But before we start, since we always have to do some warm-up exercise to warm up our hand, our gesture into the drawing today, so no meditation at the beginning and no self-portrait. We are going to do a few drawing exercise. So I'm going to post, so the image of my face will go away and we will have 6 different drawings, 6 different pictures. And we are going to have a timer, maybe 30 or 45 seconds timer, that Justine today will help me with the timer, since I'm in Rome and I don't have the iPad and the computer, and only have the telephone. So we will take maybe 45 seconds each, or maybe 1 minute. We will see, because I'm afraid that maybe 45. Okay, since I don't have the control on the timer, maybe we will put 1 minute, so we have the time to see it coming. 1 minute timer. We will have 6 different pictures that we have to draw. You will continue drawing, don't give up until the end of the timer, okay? So every feeling, discomfort that may arise, it's okay. You keep going and let your pen flow until the end of the timer. We will take 1 page each, or more on, it depends by the size of your journal, or maybe you can also, if you have a big journal, maybe you can write, put more than 1 on the pages. This is up to you, but of course it's like, if you have like a very small journal, you don't want to have to be making drawing very small, because it's like a drawing exercise, so you want to have the space to have your pen flowing. Okay, so I can do like this. Let's see. Ok, sorry, quindi 1, 2 e 3. Okay, so Justine, you can put on the timer, 1 minute. Let's go. Let's draw what you see. And since you know how it works, our practice, continue drawing, stay present to your paper. And if it's difficult, if you feel like some tensing sensation, some tightness in your chest or some discomfort, breathe into it and continue going. And maybe, Justine, you can tell us when we are about 30 seconds into the exercise.
Ça fait 1 minute.
Okay, perfect. So now, next drawing, you can launch the timer. 1 minute to draw. If it's okay, maybe you can tell us when we are 30 seconds into the, if it's not too difficult to check on the timer. If it is, because, and if it take you out of the exercise, don't do it. It's okay.
I think it does.
So don't do it. It's okay. It's nothing arrives on, how do you say, everything has a purpose. So even the discomfort of not knowing the time. Okay, next drawing we are going to do. So this is the 3rd out of 6. Let's go. Okay. So we still have 3 drawings to go. How is it going?
Great.
8. Okay, let's continue. I have to start over, sorry. Okay, let's go again. So if before we did one daisy, now we are going to do one botanical illustration about one daisy, and then the roots, and then the leaves, and then the little blossom of daisies, and all the complexities that the daisies brings.
Thirty seconds.
Maybe we can, sorry, we can add 30 seconds at the end of the minute. I guess. So maybe we can add 30 seconds and then.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Stop.
Okay, so next photos, again, 1 minute 30. Before we have the horse, which is maybe can be tricky to draw, but now we are going to upgrade and we are going to draw the jumping horse. Stay on your drawing. If you want, without judging, you can observe, you can feel what you are feeling. Maybe you have words or that come to your mind or sensation that you want to observe, but don't try to change it. Stay in your drawing. Okay, and so the last one, before we had the car, and now we are going to draw an engine of a car. Okay. Thank you, Justine, for the timer. So can you tell me, since we are not a lot, or you can write it, but one physical sensation you had while doing the drawing that gave you more difficulty doing?
I thought it was quite funny because there was no way that I was going to manage to draw a horse. You know, it's like repeatedly something very difficult to draw. So I thought, fuck it, it's just gonna be an ugly horse. So it was funny.
So it was funny. It was difficult.
Yeah.
Or funny? More difficult or more funny?
Well, I don't know.
If you have to, yes.
It would have been difficult if I had expectations of what my horse was going to look like, but because I knew it was gonna suck, it felt more funny than difficult.
Okay. And for you, Beku?
For me, the horse was the hardest too. I hadn't any expectation, like Justin said, so it was not difficult for me. I was a little bit upset because I couldn't finish the whole thing. So
Okay.
I have half a horse like cut in half.
Okay.
So that's just the only thing that was hard for me.
So it was after the exercise, the difficulty, but during the exercise, since you both didn't have the expectation, wasn't difficult. It wasn't.
Same for the engine. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just
Just do it. Okay. And the thing about the funny things you say, Justine, for example, for me, I had this funny feeling while drawing the engine. I was drawing and then I was like, and then I realized that for me, sometimes what I do is I put the funny to avoid the feeling of not saying that you did. I talk about me. I realized that I put the funny just to manage to don't die of pain, of I'm in Italy, so like the English, it's impossible. Okay, let me phrase it. I put the funny in order to don't die of the defeat, maybe. I don't know if it's possible to say it this way. And I don't know if for you it was like this. It's okay, it's not the point. The thing is that the class of today, so this was a very introduction in which maybe we can experience discomfort in a way that it's not very dangerous, because experiencing discomfort while drawing can be very, very hard. But in the meantime, it's just a drawing on our paper, so we can manage. We are not putting ourselves into a discomfort, emotional pain or something like this. So this is the idea of today's class. We talk about pain, and the idea came because I went to a meditation class by this Californian Buddhist tattooed old punk rocker called Noah Levine. And I went to this meditation class. He does a meditation, how do you call it? donation-based meditation class in which you meditate on Zoom or in the space if you live in LA. And then it talks about things Buddhist oriented, not spiritual or religious, but like about the body and the physical human experience. And so there were this class about this, and he said something that for a tattooer, as something you got tattoo, I was like, and it was that it was let me read it. He said that pain, which is unavoidable, how do you say, plus aversion to pain, resistance to pain, equal suffering. So he say that the Buddha says that pain and suffering are not the same thing. Like you can experience pain, but the suffer come when you avoid the pain. And I thought this was very funny because here we all have tattoos, and we know that in some ways it's true. It's also something I say to people when I tattoo people, is like, it's painful, but the more you fight against the pain, and the more you suffer, because it can be unbearable. And so he talked about the fact that when you have pain, or we will talk about pain, but can be discomfort, can be something we want to avoid. I will use this umbrella term as pain. And he say you can react to pain with aversion, so that you try to resist the pain or hate the pain, go away from the pain. And if you react like this, you will act on, I don't know, on maybe substance use, or maybe using the telephone, or maybe all the things that we do to avoid feeling a discomfort. Or you can act toward pain with compassion. How do you pronounce it? Compassion. And this means that you learn how to be uncomfortable without trying to change it. I feel I'm hungry, very quick, I need to eat. No, I can experience the hunger, but I know that I can maybe wait, or I can experience boredom without all of a sudden go to open Instagram and just, okay, I'm bored, but just making go through. And so a few more things. And so the thing is, if you lay hatred for the pain on the top of the already unpleasant sensation, then you have the suffering. And is it a human condition to have pain? So it's not something that you can end. Pain will always come. You have a body, you have pain, but what you can do, you can end suffering. And so this will be the purpose of the class. So we didn't do the meditation because I didn't want us to go to the first exercise all blissed out by the meditation. Even when you don't enjoy the meditation, there is some part of you that settle. I say this because I see you laughing, Bepu, but it's like, even when you don't enjoy the meditation, even taking, this time of settling, and now we didn't do this. And so we build up the little discomfort by drawing the discomfortable drawings. So we are going to take 30 seconds. Thank you, Justine. And in this 30 seconds, this is very, you you will have a dinner. I will offer you dinner when you come to Rome, Justine, for the pay for the timer. So we are going to do a 30-second list as we always do, you know, the grocery list, the thing that we just write down without thinking, without just, as long as the timer goes, we write, okay? So we don't stop, we write. And it will be a list of all the, so I have glasses too far from see you there, but I can't see here without, sorry, it's, so list of unpleasant things, all the things that you, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't, accordingly to what we said until now, maybe you want to do a list of all the things that you feel are painful for you. Can be, I have a pain in my knee because I'm seated down, or I don't know, or also I know that at night I have cravings, or I know that I can't stand being, all the pain that we have. You can start by scanning through your body, and if you have time, maybe you can circle the farther and farther from you to find all the discomfort that you can think about your life. Okay, so Justine, 30 seconds timer. Okay, go. Is it the timer?
30 secondes là déjà, ça fait au moins 2 minutes, non?
I guess that we were on 1 minute and a half.
Do, 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 do. Oh, here we go. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. So what we are going to do next is we are going, now we did this grocery shopping list. Now we are going to turn the page, or at least assure ourselves that we have enough space, because we are going to portraying our discomfort, our pain in the body, all the discomfort and pain we feel in our body right now. But I would like you to scan, you know, we are used to do our self-portrait. So I guess that if there are people who are catching the replay, that is like the first one, you just have, we are going to draw, you can draw your silhouette and just go find the discomfort. It's an easy way, but if you are not easy, but if you are used to the self-portrait, all those kind of exercise that we do, I would like you to ask for, you start drawing directly what you feel and all the feeling that you feel in the body, you know, all the pain. I have this pain here, so maybe it's like a violet mass, then irradiate here, that maybe I feel it like a reddish spikes or something like this. And so while you draw the discomfort in your body, if there is, you will also draw your body. Does it make sense? So if it's the first time you do this kind of exercise, you draw maybe an outline of a body. If for you, Justine and Rebecca, that you are very used to this kind of exercise, start drawing your body just by building up the discomfort. If there is no discomfort, maybe you can just maybe check in on the sensation, or maybe if you are, I don't know, maybe you don't have discomfort because you are on painkiller, or I don't know, but usually we quite often have pain, or maybe if you are sick, maybe you don't, but generally, so if not, you can pass this exercise, and also you can choose, before we start, you can choose to pick different color and build up with different color as soon as you feel it. Or, for example, you can start with one color and draw, if you feel anxiety, and build your body shape with the anxiety you feel. And then maybe you realize, I also have physical pain. And maybe you change color, you take another color, and maybe before it was violet, and now you say, okay, violet was the anxiety, and then I pick the red, and now I'm outlining all the pain that I may have, and then so on. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
1 minute.
I'll try not to mess that one up.
No, it's okay. You can't mess up because
It gets all done.
okay, let's go. We are, and it's cool that we live in a society. We are lucky enough to live with a society with painkillers, and when we have physical pain, we have luckily the way of avoiding it. But of course, if you have pain, you don't have to endure it. But also, since the pain is there, I think that both things can live together. You can want to look for a way to avoid the pain, but when the pain is there, for the time the pain is there, the more you try to avoid, and the more it's difficult to endure, the more suffering there is. So the fact of taking the time of drawing, okay, timer, while you taking the time to draw this pain, can be a way of, without judgment, without trying to escape, of going into your body to feel the pain. Sometimes can feel a little bit of ease. So maybe 1 minute wasn't enough, or if you want to finish it, or we can go to the next exercise. Because what we are going to do, we are going to go to the next page. We are going to pick our favorite color or the pen we prefer to draw, or the pencil or the brush, what do you prefer? But what I would like you to do is like, go to the next page, and then you will draw the same we do before, just continue drawing the pain in the body, but with the eyes closed. So you will draw what you feel without looking at the paper. And if it can help you, if it's too difficult, you can close the eyes. And two things: if it's too difficult and you get a little bit lost, you can give you like a body scan. You close the eyes, but you scan from top to toe all the body. And second things, if it's too difficult to close the eyes, stay in the body. This is today is the exercise that we are trying to do, to go where it's difficult to be. So remember that there is hopefully a timer that will sound and then will tell you, stop, you can open the eyes. And how long? I don't know. What do you, maybe 1 minute was enough or not enough? We can try 1 minute, even because it's like eyes closed. So maybe it's not very, very comfortable. So 1 minute of uncomfort can be, it's manageable. So we start with 1 minute. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Scan through your body and put it on paper without watching. So it's your journal. You don't care. It's like, it's not a page that need to be judged by somebody else or exposed against your willing. And of course, while doing this, you draw what you feel, the pain that you feel, but feel it, stay into it.
One minute is done.
Okay. So we are going to continue this kind of exercise one more time. So we are going to draw. So first exercise, we did the portrait of the pain. Then we went inward, even for just 1 minute. We went inward, and I don't know if you felt a connection with what you were feeling when you turn the eyes, the inner eyes inward. And so what we are going to do next, we are going to take maybe 1 minute 30, and we are going to continue drawing this pain, drawing all the discomfort and the pain we have. And we are going to see, to feel, but we see it in our mind's eyes under the shape of a form, because we are going to portray it, we are going to draw it. We are going to see it, how it irradiates. Does this pain go past your body? Maybe we can wait for Beku. Tutto ok? Tutto ça va? Okay. So we are going to draw same things, but we draw the pain inside, and maybe we check in with ourselves if this pain in some place irradiate outside of our body, and if it's yes, we draw this irradiation. If it's not, you will just draw another pain portrait. 1 minute and a half. You can choose to close the eyes or not. You can do a little bit of both. This time is up to you. Okay, let's go. 1 minute 30. You can switch color. Okay. So what we are going to do next. So we took this kind of exercise to draw our pain, and when we do this, what I found, I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me, is like I have this kind of exercise. I have the very big tendencies of trying to avoid all kind of pain by all means. When I was young, would be drugs, but now I'm out of the of the rock and roll. But, can be sugar, can be a lot of things, can be the telephone, can be a lot of different things, and in this Noah Levine class, so it's like it's a Buddhist meditation. So there is a lot of Buddha quoting, and so there is this quote of the Buddha that Buddha say, the only way to end the pain is to stop reincarnating. So as we said before, as long as you have a body, you will have pain. You believe or not that you reincarnate, we don't care. Not that we don't care that you believe it or not, that I guess that doesn't change. Then this is something else. Believes about spirits. But the interesting part is that in some ways, at least for me, this resonates a lot. The fact that pain is inevitable, and the fact that ignoring the pain in some way, we think that we ignore the pain to avoid it, to don't feel it, to be good, to feel good. But when we ignore the pain, even if unconsciously we suffer because we are not connected to our needs, to who we are, or maybe just because, especially for the emotional pain, and but also like physical pain. But of course, there are some physical pain that are temporary and you can't do anything about it. But ignoring the pain, even physical pain, doesn't mean, as like in the tattoo, as we said before, doesn't save you from the suffering. And so when we turn away from pain, it sucks. But as soon as we decide to welcome the pain with compassion, there is something that melts in us. as long as soon as we try to do this. So what I would like to do now, what we did at the beginning, is doing a very small meditation, just we close the eyes and we center a little, not very fancy, not too much breathe in, breathe out, with the belly, with the body scan, just few seconds, few minutes to feel the seat we are on, to observe our breathing, maybe slow the breathing. We are going to take a few more breaths to relax the shoulder and maybe set the intention of this for this class to be able to meet all the pain with compassion and no resistance, just for the long time of the class, just for the duration of the class. And so we feel our body is in the space, on the seat. We don't judge, even if our mind wanders. Without judging, we come back into our body and we say to ourselves that we can welcome any physical sensation, any discomfort, with love and kindness, with compassion, and with mercy. Mercy means that we actively choose to do no wrong, to don't cause suffering, even when we have the power to. This is the meaning of being mercifulness, mercy, I don't know the English term. And so, very slowly, we are going to open the page to the next, we open the journal to the next new page. And what we are going to do, maybe what I would like to ask you is to take the next page, if you have the next 2 pages, and instead of drawing like in the next page like this, take all the space. Maybe you can turn your journal and go vertical, or take a double page. Let's enjoy the space. Let's enjoy the act of drawing. And what we are going to draw are, do you remember the pain and suffering portrait we did before? I guess yes, we did 3 in a row. And there we were just scanning, maybe without judging, or in some way by judging those pain negatively. And now we are going to draw each pain, but like before, but each pain meeting this pain or sensation with compassion. So we scan the body, we find the pain, the emotion, the anxiety, the shoulder that it's painful, or I don't know. And as soon as okay, there is this one, we use a filter like an Instagram filter. Instead of drawing what we feel, before we send compassion, we send non-resistance to this part, we breathe into this part, and then we draw. Actually, it's not a filter, because a filter is something that you put over something that is in a way. We are not going to put a filter, we are just maybe try to observe what change in what we feel if we use the filter of compassion and meeting all we feel with non-resistance. Let me check. Okay, maybe we are going to put 2 minutes so we have the time to really feel the feeling, breathe. You can maybe just before starting on the double page, you can write compassion and you can write non-resistance on your page. So if you have a doubt, okay, what I have to do? Okay, I have to meet this feeling with compassion and non-resistance. Maybe you can write also mercy if you want. And then when you are ready, Justine, you can launch the timer and we can,
How long?
I guess 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, we have the time of, take the time and no rush, because it's not something that it's easy to do, even if it's something that we all the human are able to do, but let's take the time, 2 minutes, and then if we need more, we will put more. You tell me if you need more time.
It's okay.
So, would you like to share with me how does it feels to meet the pain with compassion? Does it make it more suffering material or less?
For me, it's less. I think half of the pain I've written before went away, ish.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess for me, it can feel sort of artificial at the beginning to meet something with compassion, like to decide to meet something with compassion. But it's kind of like a case of fake it till you make it, or like make it a habit, I guess, right?
Mm. It's fun because I will post on the replay on the Patreon. I will post also another video, because the Nora Levine, there is a lot of things about this, around these thematics, and there is some, I guess it's there that I heard this kind of, sometimes it's this kind of fake it till you make it, but, and it's, as you say, it's more like, it's an habit, because it's something that we don't do as an instinct, because the instinct is to avoid this, but not the result, because it's a stranger term, a result. I don't know how to say, but the ease that can come from this kind of practice, I guess it's effective. Of course, it's like, it depends by the time, depends by the pain, depends by the moment. There is a lot of different factors, because it's life. But, and it's like, sometimes you can ease the pain, sometimes ease the suffering, sometimes you can't, or sometimes it takes more time, but at least I guess that the purpose of this class is not about finding the perfect solution to live suffering free, but it's more like observing that we can approach things sometimes differently, at least knowing that is it possible, and sometimes can be done, sometimes you can, but anyway, so let me check. I like it because sometimes in this class I saw there is this parallel, because the guy is like punk rock, anti-spacist, anti-sexist, and so there is some political wanting to make it political in some way, and so he say that all the people suffer, everybody suffers, but not everybody welcomes the pain, and so he say that I wrote down this because I find it fun, and he say everybody suffer by avoiding their own pain, as we said before, and he say but some people keep this pain, this suffering from themselves. Like there are some people that has pain, try to avoiding it in not good ways and have this suffering, but if you keep it for yourself and you suffer in your own room, nobody will see you, it's not good. But and he say, do they keep it for themselves? Not always, because sometimes the anger and this suffering come up with anger and with judgment, or with racism, with sexism, homotransphobia, or even greed. He said about people who are in touch with their own pain, can be also greedy, Elon Musk style people, or that destroys the environment, or also other lives with capitalism and things like this. And so he said all bad in the world become from suffering of people, because we are people on the planet, and people who aren't in pain, and people who are in touch with their pain, so they don't suffer, don't try to hurt one another. So I found it like a funny way, because I guess it's a very, very common thing on those days to bypass the social aspect of human life and politics, bypass it with the spirituality, like let's meditate. But the thing is like also, the more we are in tune with what we feel, and the more we are able to be unite as human being. So maybe we want to share, or you can be something that is interesting to you, because I write it down. I don't know if we have time. In what way we recognize that suffering impacts society? Maybe we don't have to write it down. Maybe you want to share something about this, or
there is this book called The Cost of Toxic Masculinity, which talks about like the way that cis straight men are brought up, not being able to show a weakness or feelings or whatever, or feeling that's not anger, has costs on society, but also on the environment, because avoiding, like in this case, avoiding like appearing too feminine or too womanly or too weak or to whatever will make people take decisions that, you know, cost things. So I'm not gonna use a reusable face pad or like a reusable a tablecloth, because that's gonna make me look like I'm not manly enough. So like there's a whole, I think the whole gendered generally, because this is just about toxic masculinity, but I'm sure that toxic femininity is the same thing on the other side, that the whole gender rules of society already condition things that have impacts on the planet and society and the way that we consume our resources without minding them.
very interesting. I don't know if Beku, you want to say something, or we can. No, it's okay. It's okay. It was just a consideration. So, what time is it? Let me check. Very fast to the next exercise. So, compassion for pain, for our pain, but also the next step is also compassion for the pain of the others. So if you see the pain in the other, you don't hate them so much. And this doesn't mean that you have condoned them. It's just that you can also have compassion for, maybe we can try to have compassion for Donald Trump, or I don't know, Macron, or by, even if you are not on the same page of some people with whom you don't have same views or same politics, or I don't know. I guess it's a very cool exercise to train ourselves to see the other also through the lens of somebody who's not in touch with their pain, and so it's suffering, and so creating very bad waves in the world. And so of course, all those kind of thinking, we don't have to engage with every person, and also we don't have to become like monks, you know, like we are very in touch with all the pain, or maybe we live like we don't eat, or we fast, we meditate, or I don't know, we don't make love, or how do you say, in order to be saint. And so therefore seeing the love part in the enemy or something like this, but are things that are, I guess, that are interesting. Anyway, last exercise, which will be divided in three parts, will be So in the last part of this class, this talk that I heard about Noah Levi, he said that a monk once told him that even if you don't have to become a monk, this is was connecting to this. It's at least we should learn how to be hungry, how to be lonely, and learn how to be bored. As we say at the beginning, it's like those three things that are the more anodine, more mundane things. It's like, okay, I'm hungry, I eat, I'm bored, I frantically try to do something, or I'm lonely, I text a friend, or I go to see some Instagram stories. And so those are things that we can explore that don't put us in danger. But there are mundane things, simple things, and the appearance. But the thing is that everybody tries to escape, even those kind of things. It's not for me, for example, it's very difficult to be hungry. When I'm hungry, I can't meet the fact that I'm hungry with compassion. I need to meet the fact that I'm hungry with bread, or I don't know, I no compassion when my stomach is empty, or it feels very uncomfortable. So next 3 exercise, let me check the time. Okay, we have 47, we have 8 minutes. No, we have 13 minutes. 13 minutes. 8. So maybe we can have 2, 4, 6. We have plenty of time. Okay, aspetta, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Maybe we, okay, first exercise, we have 3 exercises, each one is divided in 3. Okay, so first exercise, number 1, we are going to investigate those times we are bored. Okay, so in a 45-second timer, we are going to make a list of all the time we felt it wasn't safe, or we had the fear of being bored. Okay, so it's an exercise divided in 3. So as usual, when we do a list, sometimes we do a little arrow and we expand this. And this time, this exercise, we will do it twice. So your first list want to be on the very left edge of your page, because for each item of the list, we will need to investigate once, and then third part of the exercise, investigate again. Okay, so Justine, can you put us 45 seconds timer that we will use to write down? The more we can remember, we will, without thinking, without judging, every time we felt it wasn't safe, we had the fear of being bored. Just the times, if you can remember, even can be yesterday, I was alone, or I was at home with no Netflix, or I don't know. We are not investigating the feeling, just the time. Okay, go. Even those times, maybe it doesn't felt safe, you had fear, or simply you had discomfort of being bored. Okay, timer's up. Now for each item of the list, you are going to put a little arrow, and for each item on the side, you will write no, maybe we can speed up a little. Instead of doing twice, like one investigation and two investigations, since we are very used to this kind of exercise, for each item on the list, you will write on the side, if you can write it, what happened, or and what did you felt. So we can answer both, because at the beginning, the exercise was just writing what happened, and then on the second time, writing how does it felt. But maybe I guess that we can manage to do it in once. Maybe you can put a 1 minute timer, so we have a little bit more time. So investigate what happened, but also how it felt at the same time.
Time's up.
Time's up. So second exercise, it will be same structure, but we are going to write down a list of all the time that we felt that it wasn't safe, or we were afraid, or we were uncomfortable of being hungry, wanting, not angry, how do you pronounce it? Hungry, like feeling hunger to eat. Okay, so Justine, 30 seconds timer. Thank you.
Okay, go. We go. Stop.
Okay, so 1 minute timer to investigate for each item of the list, what happened and how does it felt, or just how does it felt, or okay, go.
Stop.
Okay, so as you can imagine, we are going to do the same for those time we were we fear of being lonely, being alone or lonely. So make a list, 30 seconds. Let's go. Those time doesn't felt safe, or at least doesn't felt comfortable.
Stop.
Okay, so now we are going to explore for each item of the list what happened, or what we felt, what was the emotion we felt when we felt those loneliness, what was the core emotion behind this not feeling safe or not feeling comfortable being alone. So maybe 1 minute.
Okay. Stop.
Okay, so go through those answers you gave in the last exercise, in the last 3 sections, 3 exercise, the anger, the boredom, and the loneliness. And we are going to pick those, how do you say, highlight the different feeling. If you have some feelings that come more than others, you can highlight them in your and then what we are going to do, we can choose to make 3 different drawing, 1 for each exercise, but maybe what I guess it will be more cool, because we can make our lock screen with this, is like draw those, if we have 1 or more feeling that comes, and then we are going to apply to, you know, the exercise we did before, in which we met the pain with compassion, and we draw after we have met those feelings with compassion. And so what we are going to do is we're going to pick our favorite, or the ones who come up more, or your top 3, I don't know. And on a blank new page, we are going to draw ourselves by meeting those emotion, uncomfortable emotion, with compassion. And if you want, you can also use some lettering in this illustration, in which you can very clearly write, it's okay to feel blah, 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 what you preferred. So it's okay to feel, for me, I have, I don't know, It's okay to feel you're alone. It's okay to feel you don't have time. It's okay to feel abandoned, or it's something that can be a little bit harsh, but the fact that if you have some emotion that comes up more than other, and that putting or on our lock screen, it's okay to feel this caca feeling that we don't want to feel. I guess it's important to put it ink on paper. So I don't know how much time do we have. We don't have time, but maybe we can put like 45-second timer and just start our lock screen. Okay? Justine, grazie. Let's go. It's okay to feel, and then you put the more uncomfortable, painful, scary feeling that you may think of, or you have written. And you put the drawing of this feeling being met in yourself with compassion.
Stop.
Maybe it was very, very short as a timer.
I'll put it again.
Maybe you can put it again, yes. Okay. And maybe this is something that you can carry on even after, or maybe tomorrow with your, if you have a moment. How does it feel? Do you have questions or? Okay, so thank you. I will, first thing first, I'm going to stop the recording. Bye to the ones who catch the replay. Give me signs of your feedback. Bye-bye. So